Good afternoon and welcome to Life in Spain News. Yep, that's right, Life in Spain News. Like my hair, I've decided to go for a bit of a change. This channel has been going now since January, and I originally started out with my good friend Dan, but due to circumstances beyond his control, he had to throw in the towel. So, being left alone, I had two options. Do I continue or do I follow him and throw in the towel? But I thought, nah, I'm going to keep on going. But rather than concentrating on what we were doing before, I think I'm going to really concentrate more now on the news. Now, when I say news, I am referring to international news, local news, and national news in Spain or concerning Spain. This can be anything from politics, which I'll probably save until the winter, current affairs, crime, some quirky stories which are always thrown up in the local press here, and a little bit of sport. So I hope you like this new content. As you can see, I'm still sat in the same spot, so not much has really changed, and I'm gonna give it a go. So I really do hope you enjoy it. Okay, so let's start off with today's first news story, which is some quite incredible footage which I came across online, which some of you may have seen or may not have seen, of a drug launch. Actually transporting not drugs but what appears to be illegal immigrants. Now, this footage, as you can see on screen now, is taken from a beach in Granada, and it shows one of these huge powerful drug launchers which are often seen on many news article here. Very high powered boats which fly across usually the Strait of Gibraltar and deliver drug packages. Now, it appears that these traffickers have now decided to traffic human beings as well as drugs. But what is quite sensational about this actual clip is it's happening in daylight and on a packed and busy beach in Granada. As you can see from the footage, the people here who have come ashore are soon accosted by locals who are obviously bathing on the beach. What wasn't apparent from this video, it looks like people are making citizens arrests and things like that. But when looking into the actual story itself, it appears that this actual beach is located very close to a police station. And some of the gentlemen on the beach who are taking care or pinning down some of these invaders, as they like to be called, are actually off-duty policemen. So maybe the narco traffickers or the people who are doing the trafficking should probably be looking for a different beach, because that didn't seem to be the wisest of decisions. Right, now to another story which is actually related to my own town of Fuengirola, which is a case of the Empire Strikes Back. Because, like everywhere in the world, probably since COVID mainly, the debate about people being off sick and being paid is a bit of a controversial subject. Of course, people are allowed to be sick and they should have rights to be covered. But like everywhere, and there's a beautiful expression in Spanish, when you give them the hand, they take the arm. When you give people a chance to abuse the system, a lot of people actually do that. So what has actually happened here is the local town hall or council has had enough, with reported of up to 10% of their workforce off any period of time for sick-related illnesses or basically claiming sick pay. So what I decided to do is employ a private detective. Now, this is quite incredible, really, because I was a business owner here for close to 23 years, and I also suffered over my last couple of years with various cases of people going off sick. At the time, I remember speaking to my gestor or my accountant and debating for the fact that employing a private detective to find out where they were, especially after hearing stories of them going on holiday and being at various parties and fiestas. Now, I was advised not to do this. Now, looking into this story itself, I actually did find a case where a company had employed a private detective, and someone who was off claiming disability illness had been caught on camera playing golf and visiting their second home. But the result of this is, when presented to the various authorities, was not to punish the person who was obviously abusing the sick pay, but to find the business that who'd filmed the footage, which basically ended up in a €15,000 fine and compensation to the worker who had been filmed illegally. So how the town hall are going to get around this will be an interesting matter. in one side of me, it does applaud it, because people do take advantage of the system, and like everywhere in the world at the moment, probably since COVID, the culture of sick pay is playing havoc with the smaller businesses. So we'll have to watch out and see how that works out. I love to see the statistics of how many people they do catch. Not that we'll ever find that out, but from stories I have heard from people who are employed within the public sector, these are quite common practice, that people do take advantages of the flaws in the labour law and take full pay sick pay. Now, to finish off, I thought I'd touch on a little bit of sport. Now, as much as I'd like to brag about the recent 3-0 victory of my beloved Oxford United over Malaga, I think not many people would be interested in that or the footage of those particular goals, although it does give me some lovely bragging rights, probably for the next 50 years until Malaga play Oxford in a return fixture. What I'm going to talk about is this bizarre decision here of the Spanish Football Association and their president Javier Tebas to give the green light to playing an actual league game overseas in the United States of America. Now, this isn't really a million miles away from what's happening at the moment, because for a few years now, since about 2019, the Spanish Super Cup, which is always played between the winners of the league and the winners of the cup, turned it into a 4-team tournament for a lot of money, taking the game away from the local fans and trying to always guarantee that the final itself would be a Clásico, maximising TV rights and the brand of football here, which is very Madrid and Barcelona led. Now, but for that now to go to an actual league game is quite an interesting development, and maybe opens the door now for the end of football as we know it. And the game they're actually proposing to take overseas is the Villarreal, which is a team down in the Valencia region, against Barcelona, which the game will be played in Miami. Will be played in the stadium of the Messi's team, Inter Miami. Now, of course, some clubs are calling foul over this, but it seems like Barcelona will be earning up to $6 million or €6 million for this appearance. I'm not sure how much Villarreal will get, but judging by the recent receipts from the Super Cups, the smaller teams don't seem to get looked after as well as the big teams. But what teams are protesting is that Villarreal is a reasonably good team these days. I think they finished 5th or 6th in the Spanish League last year, and it's considered quite a difficult away trip. So if you take that off the calendar for Barcelona, it's basically given a better chance of getting 3 points. Of course, Real Madrid are up in arms about this, claiming favouritism for Barcelona by the Spanish Football Association. But it looks like it's going to go ahead. Now, when they say it's an advantage for Barcelona, to put some perspective on it, that away fixture last year, Barcelona won 5-1. So maybe it wouldn't make a difference to the result after all. But these away games in Spain, there are some away games which are quite tricky for the bigger clubs. Villarreal usually being one of those, despite the recent result. What needs to happen now is that both FIFA and UEFA will need to sign off on this for this to go ahead. And in the past, this has also been proposed as they looked at a Barcelona Atletico de Madrid game being played overseas, and it was denied by these various associations. Is this the death of football as we know it? Many would say it died years ago with competitions like the World Club Cup, which was shown recently in the States. But surely this will open the door, and it won't be a time before other leagues around Europe follow suit, especially when there's a lot of money on the table. Okay, so that's my first episode today of my new format, Life in Spain News. I hope you've all enjoyed this, and I will try now to do 2 episodes a week, or 2 every 10 days, and try and throw out some interesting stories. There are always interesting things going on here, some really quirky things, from sharks being spotted on the beach to unfortunate forest fires, which happen this time of year. But please subscribe to the channel, give this thing a like, and make a comment in the comment section below. Thanks a lot for watching, and I will see you soon.